Every day of your life, you're supposed to hear God's voice. It is the voice of the voice of the Lord you hear is what you live on. So any day you wake without hearing the voice of God, there may be reason for danger. So if God is fully involved in your journey to destiny, He will ever stand by you to speak to you. Someone will say, how can I hear? It is an error to ask, how can you hear the voice of your father? Tell me, even my children knows my voice. So if He says you don't know, it means you have not become. Immediately you become, you begin to. And when you hear, you go, no, this is the voice of my Father. So I ask again, how many of you want to experience what I call divine exploit? Number one, desire to hear the voice of God. The voice of God. When a man lives without hearing the voice of God, you will live in errors. Genesis 12 from 1.
Now the Lord has said to Abram.
Daddy, he said, now the Lord said to Abram. So I shout the voice of God.
The voice of God.
Remember that Abram, his father was what? An idol worshiper. And the Bible says, and God spoke to him, Abraham,
Get out of your country.
Go out of that country to a land I will show you. What make Abraham to become great? What make Abraham to become successful? It is a result of the voice he had in Genesis 12 from 1. That was the first place he encountered the voice of the Lord. Have you not been putting effort and no result? You need to hear. Hear me. Mommy can be a witness. I went to the camp mountain to stay 100 days. One of the mountains I went to stay 100 days. In Akigemi mountain. It became so heavy to start Believer Glorious. And I live in one room that I cannot even afford paying the house rent in someone's flat. I look, nobody you can run to. I look, nothing physically that is telling me, stand. Are you hearing me? And I went to the mountain, and I remember after the 8, 9, 10 days of the program, and God spoke to me. He said, Uche, go and start what I asked you to start. I said, Lord, where and how far? And he said to me, all that you need, I have given it to you. Go, draw men to me and make sure they live a fulfilled life. I carry my bag. Mommy can be a witness. I carry my bag. I not stay again. I came back. I called Elisha. We begin to clap. Mommy, I call her, Mommy, Elisha, we go there, we begin to clap. I command 7. That is why I started Believer Glorious without knowing the date. I was acting under a voice I had. Uche, go and start what I asked you to start. I said, how far? I was going to start them. Or say, oh, you are looking for. I have given it to you. I looked my hand, I wasn't seeing anything. As I was busy looking my hand, I had another voice that said to me, go and draw men to me and make sure they live a fulfilled life. When we start looking for a place, we are busy going to school compounds to plead with them. Are you getting me? A time came. The first money we raised to get a place was 2,000. So we are busy looking for a place. I went to the mountain. I'm still talking about the message about the voice. I went to the mountain, and immediately I went to the altar of the mountain to pray. I said, God, at the end of preaching, that ononedo, what did they take? I don't want again. I said, I don't want again. This thing where they make some people they tell lie. After preaching, they give either 10% or 20% of that. I said, I don't want again. And then I was still living on hope. I remember Saturday morning, I was somewhere. and tap me. You will preach this morning. Then they are still giving 10%. You preach this morning. And I was preaching. At the end of preaching, a pastor came to me. One of the pastors working in the mountain. He gave me 2,000. That is your honorarium that came out. And I said to the pastor, go and return it back to the authority that I don't want. And the pastor pleaded with me, say, please give me the money. And because of the kind of heart I have, I gave him the money. You hear me? Don't compromise the voice of God. I gave him the money. He left. Getting close to the hall that I was in that place the pastors used to stay, I heard a voice. Is it what I asked you to do? And I rushed to the pastor. And I said, please, I'm sorry. That money I gave to you, go and give them back. I brought out my wallet. Hey, it was so painful. With pain, I brought 2,000 naira from that wallet. And I gave to him. Immediately, I gave it to him. That the same Saturday was there I received a call. Go and look for a land. That the same Saturday was the day I got a call that gave us this land. And I came back, started looking for land. Looking for land. I was busy going through Adechino Road. That Adechino is a very, Adechino Road. Ominale, all those road. I was looking for a busy road that is in the side. And they couldn't remember in Achibanime Street. At least you have to be a place where you are clapping, people will be yelling. It was then I know there's a lot of churches who cannot afford paying their church rent. Agent, even agent, I'm at 10%, 5%. They are busy taking me to churches that the owners want to sell. And I said I can never buy a place where there is church. It was a promise I made to myself. So the first agent that brought us here was a swamp. Go and make investigation. Here was a swamp. So all the waters in this street enters here. Then there was a canal. This thing that got us it was a very big canal. I looked the street. Nothing talks good about the street. You hear me? Even if I like it, when we buy it, where will I get money to Sanfi? And the day came, I called the man God used to give us this, buy this place. I said, okay, make you take your hand, bring agent, call this one of his lawyer. So now, it was the lawyer that brought the agent, the second agent, that brought us here again. He can't even come here again. I said, this is the same place. I said, okay, I don't come here before. I don't like him. I'm telling you the truth. Remember, I was talking about the voice of God. And I left. Went to pray. Elisha, oh God, give us a place. And the day came, God said to me, pass through the Adechino Road. I said, pass through the Adechino Road. That's the same road I passed. He said, pass, I pass. He said, son, how many churches in that street? I said, I don't know. There's some question when God asks you, I say you don't know. Make you use the mouth talker. Because if you answer and if you don't answer wise, you'll be trapped down. How many churches did I say I don't know? He said, how many churches full? I said, I don't know. And he said to me, son, the church does not grow because church is in the side. Church grow by what happened in the church. He said to me, remember, anything I tell you today that God said, I will still say it the same way tomorrow. He said to me, go to that number 30. Judah there, I kept it for you. Go and take it. And behold, we came. We bought it here. And when we wanted to buy it, I asked the person, this thing where we want to buy, I get me, under which agreement? So that when I'm giving testimony, I will tell the people that it's for 10 years or 5 years. Are you getting me? After using it, we'll start paying. And he said to me, nothing concerns me. God asked me to do that. And I've done that. If the document of year is black, he no knowledge today. That's why I buy him. He no knowledge today. Now get what I'm trying to say. When we bought here, then that place was Sanfi, the front there, a little bit Sanfi. He came back from abroad, and I said, "Come and see where God used you to give us." Immediately he entered and saw the year is filled up with what? Not just water, swamp. He said, "Now you are a buyer." I said, "Yes." He said, "Order for some filling." He said, "Order for some filling." We begin to some filling. At the end of some filling, I said, "Have you filled?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, start the building." And today, the same place I said I did not like is where people sit and sit outside. Disobedient to God's voice will tie you down, will make you not to experience what I call divine exploit. One of the key you need for divine exploit in this year 2023 is to hear the voice of God and to obey. A lot of men has been destroyed because they could not obey the voice of the Lord.